Hello there, my name is John and I am a nobody. Welcome back, and we're going to be starting this story in South America, but the first part is somebody else's story. So I used to know a guy from Chile, very nice keyboard player, who was playing in a great band from Germany with wonderful musicians, and the musicians were really good, and the singer was very good too, and he was quite famous in Germany at the time. But they were singing in English, so they went to London to do a presentation for an English record company, and the record company had invited a second band down to participate. So the keyboard player, who I haven't seen for years, donkey's years, he walked across to the other rehearsal room to check out the competition, and he returned to his band and said, well, they're rubbish. They can't even tune their own instruments. They can't even tune their own instruments. So it was, in his eyes, a clear-cut thing, fine. He went back, told his bandmates, and they were happy to get this news. The other band was, of course, The Clash, and the rest is history. So, fast forward a couple of decades, and I was working in a dementia home. Now, the mother of one of the Clash members, whose name I will not mention, was a resident of the home, and she had quite a fearsome reputation because she was not this tiny little old lady. She had big fists and was not afraid of using them. So people were glad when I turned up because she liked me and I liked her. I was not the only one. There was another carer there who was also not 20, let's put it that way. She was a little bit older, like I was, and this was the reason, I think. A lot of the younger carers had never even heard of the Clash. They didn't know who they were. They didn't know who the son was. So it was frustrating for this particular lady, who we will call Elisa, because I don't want to use her real name. And she didn't like the fact that the carers, or most of them, were young enough to be her grandchildren, and she was being bossed around in her eyes and forced to do things she didn't want to do. So I had a strange time with her, but I really liked her and she liked me. I'd wake her up in the morning to get her ready, you know, washed and dressed, and she'd always smile when she saw me. And it was lovely. We had a great relationship. Sometimes I'd have to take her for a shower, but she never minded me taking her for a shower. But she didn't like it if somebody else did, apart from this one exception, who I mentioned already. And she was full of surprises, that woman. And once I was actually full of myself, you know, convinced that I had some kind of a special relationship with her. I got her all ready for the morning, for the day, and she looked great. She was a nice looking woman. I'm sure she was very beautiful when she was younger. And I got her all ready, and she just turned to me and said, "What are you doing in my room?" She shouted at me, "Who are you? What are you doing in my room?" And I was crestfallen because I thought we had some kind of a special thing going. And I was devastated that she was like that to me. And I thought she raised her fist, and she had big fists. And I thought, oh, she's going to hit me, and I probably deserve it. I was not even going to defend myself. And then I looked at her and I said, oh God, Lisa, what are you doing, you know? And then she looked at me straight in the eyes and said, "Darling, I was only joking." I was only joking. And she was. And I took her out into the home and everything was fine with her. But I'll never forget her. I hope she's doing well. One day she was coming back with her husband. They used to go out for the occasional drive, and she'd sit in the car and they'd drive off somewhere. And I was looking out for them through the window, thinking, well, they should be back soon, you know. And they turned up, but the car didn't move. So I went down out of the home and asked her husband, who I knew, very nice, got on well with him, and I asked what was going wrong, you know. And he said she just won't get out of the car. She refuses to leave the vehicle. So I said to her, "Lisa, I'd like you to get out of the car, please." And she did. She got up straight away, stood up. I took her into the home. Everything was fine. She was an extraordinary lady, and I hope she still is. But I'm still not going to use her name. But she was the mother of one of the Clash members. They had 4 members. They've got 3 now, I think, ex-members. Lovely lady. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one, I hope. See you then, and Tchaikovsky. All the best.